Welcome to the Simpler Business Podcast, where we talk about ways to do what you love and serve your people in a way that brings you income and freedom. I'm your host, Marissa Roberts. Join me as I chat with my favorite entrepreneurs about how they simplify their biz so that you can simplify yours. How are you going keeping up with your social media presence for your business? There are so many platforms now, it feels almost impossible to be consistently present on all of them. And even if you can post daily on all platforms, is it really helping to grow your business and make more sales? Look, I spend a lot of time on social media, particularly on TikTok and Instagram as a consumer. I love watching the trends pop up. I love seeing how creative people are. But while I can easily spend a couple of hours scrolling through TikTok, I'm not as eager to spend the same amount of time posting there. And I'm not interested in creating flashy or time consuming content for any platform. So I don't. And you don't have to either. I like to share something helpful, chat with people, and then move on with my day. So I've set up my socials and my systems to do a lot of the heavy lifting for me in terms of list growth and sales, and that frees me up to just enjoy my time on social media, not feel pressured by it. By the way, if you can hear a bell in this episode, I have my cat Lily next to me and she's been quiet all morning until I hit record. We're just going to go with it. She'll be my special guest star for today. Okay, so I thought I'd run you through what simple social media looks like for me right now, in case you find it helpful and want to set up something similar for your business. So the first change I've made is I'm documenting more and I'm teaching less on Instagram. I share a photo here, a quick video there, just a little peek into my life through reels or stories, and the odd feed post when I'm feeling a little bit more inspired to write rather than talk. I still share a bit of teaching content, mostly with a simple repurpose of my weekly email. I turn that into a story series and with a short podcast clip. So I'm still giving plenty of value, but I've realized as a consumer, I tend to make my buying decisions based on the outcome I can get from making my purchase. And a lot of my customers are the same. They come to me because they know I'm all about simplifying business and getting more results with less effort and more balance. So it makes sense that I show the balance that I have in my daily life on socials. Documenting also takes the pressure off having to create heavily curated content, which frankly doesn't light me up. I like quick and easy and I'm unapologetic about it. And I like personal connection. I like to make real connections with people by sharing who I am, how I run my business, and what I like to do with my spare time. So yeah, I'm going to share when I'm doing a jigsaw puzzle. I'm going to talk about movies that I've seen recently. I'm going to show, a bubble bath if I'm going to take one, or a book that I'm currently reading, or a show that I'm currently obsessed with. Now, the second thing I like to do is collaborate with other creators and business owners and do it in a simple way. My favorite collabs are, of course, podcast interviews. I love having guests on the show and hearing how they simplify an area of their business. But there used to be a lot of admin work involved, things like choosing a date and time to record, going back and forth, making sure we're both available at the same time, taking in our different time zones into account, gathering all the materials that we need for the episode, like the guest photo and the bio, researching the topic, coming up with questions. I was exhausted before we even got to the point of recording. And then I realized I was making it too hard on myself. My guests are experts in their area and they already have all the information I need to have the episode prepped. So now I have a very simple form that potential guests fill out, and that gives me not only all of their information like links and bio and photo, but it also breaks down the topic they'd like to talk about. They give me their suggested questions. If they have an offer they'd like to make for a free gift for my listeners, they put the link to that in there in the description. And then we have a link to book a recording date and time through my online calendar, which is preset with the dates and times that I'm available. So what used to take me 3 hours now only takes about 15 minutes in terms of episode prep. I also really like collaborating with bundles and summits at the moment. It's a really good way for me to meet new people, reach a wider audience, and share a fantastic tool or resource that will help other business owners. Now, these aren't strictly a social media strategy. They're more of a growth one, but they're so easy to share on socials and grow my reach because the summit or bundle host also reshares everything I post about their summit or bundle. So, yeah, I get in front of their audience that way too. Now, summit and bundle applications used to take me forever. Filling out forms, organizing the promo materials for my offer, setting up discounted or free access, even just keeping up with every bundle or summit I applied to be involved in, that was a lot of mental work and I wasted a lot of time winging it with each application. Now I'm a little more clever and I've created a specific Google Drive folder with all of my summit and bundle submission materials. I've pre-recorded trainings for different summits, trainings that could apply for any summit coming up, not necessarily trainings that are dedicated to a particular summit I'm thinking of. I've got a few different trainings, just 20-minute easy ones that are evergreen style and can suit really any summit that is in the niche that I'm planning for. I've set up templates for assets. I have my bio, my photos, my links, my codes all together. And so what used to take me a couple of hours per summit or per bundle now takes about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm also a little bit more strategic with my applications and I tend to stick with about 3 or 4 per quarter rather than trying to cram in as much as possible and overloading my workload. And I'm also doing, in terms of collaborations, a little more networking these days, but I'm doing it in a really fun way. I've realized that networking doesn't have to be difficult and it doesn't have to feel icky. My favorite way to network in person is to simply buy a ticket to an event, show up, have fun, eat the delicious food, and chat with the other people there. I am not about the hard sell or giving an elevator pitch. That's too awkward for me. So instead, I just enjoy a chat and I ask other people questions about themselves. And they're always happy to share their stuff because they want to network and it takes the pressure off me. Now, how does that grow my business? Well, I take a few photos or a few videos during the event. I share them on Instagram. I tag the event host and anyone who's in the photo or the video with me, and they reshare those, which gets me in front of their online audience. I'm not looking to sell or to get clients at these events. I'm looking to grow my reach online, and that is my simple and fun way of doing it. Teaming up with fellow creators or business owners can significantly expand your reach and introduce your content to new audiences. It can also give you new perspectives and new content ideas. And when you do it in an organized way, you can drastically increase your visibility without increasing your workload. The third thing I do to get more results with less work in terms of social media is I set up my socials and systems to do the work for me. Now, this is something we've all come across before, but most of us tend to procrastinate on setting it up because we're too busy trying actively to get that next client through referrals or to get our work done for the clients that we currently have. It's that tricky time where you're needing to work more now for the income, but you're wanting to set yourself up to work less in the long run without sacrificing that income. So here's how I do it. You've probably seen it before. My social media profiles on pretty much any platform, including links in my podcast, they link to freebies. And all of those freebies have thank you pages. And the thank you pages have an irresistible offer for a passive product with a very short time frame to take it up and a big discount if they decide to buy it then. This gives me quick sales and it gives my buyers a fantastic deal, kind of like a reward for deciding to buy on the spot. They don't have to buy in that moment. My passive products are always available. They can buy them anytime they want, whenever it suits them. There's no pressure. But if they buy in the moment, they get it at the best price. And it's a very, very, very good deal. It's a no-brainer deal. And I don't mind passing that huge discount along because I'm not doing any extra work. This is all happening behind the scenes while I go about my day, thanks to my systems. And that's it. no lengthy nurture sequences. They either buy immediately or they don't. And then they get an email or two each week with helpful content and another offer for one of my resources or an affiliate offer. And I make extra sales that way long term. But the main one is that quick offer right after they get the freebie. That's where I make most of my passive sales. So, those are the 3 ways that I've simplified my social media this year. It is much more manageable and much more effective now, which means I'm also enjoying it more. I hope you found these ideas helpful, and I would love to know your thoughts on simplifying social media too. Come and chat with me on Instagram at Marissa Roberts Official this week, and I will see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Simpler Business Podcast. If you did, please subscribe, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to make it nice and easy for you, just the way we like it. If you're ready to simplify and scale your business, you can get started with my free audio class at marissaroberts.com. See you next time.